This is one of the most important places in Dakar, the capital of Senegal. A mosque and tombs of two prominent spiritual leaders in the country, Cherno Seydou Nourou Tall and his caliph Cherno Muntaka. Both were great leaders and caliphs of the West Africa's legendary scholar, reformer and crusader who instituted Sharia law and good governance in the sub-region, Sheikh Omar al-Fouti. This gathering is made up of people who came from various North and West African countries to visit the mosque and pay respects to the two great leaders resting within. Although it is always a beehive of activities, the convergence of people on January 25 every year stands out. Prominent among visitors during the 2019 visitation season is the Amirul Mumini and spiritual leader of Tijaniya, Alhaji Ahmad Sardona Habib Tal. The coming of this great personality added color to this year's visitation, considering the historic events that took place. All leaders of clans in the Umayyan dynasty paid homage to Alhaji Ahmad Sardona Habib Tal, affirming him as leader of the faithful and spiritual leader of Tijaniya in Nigeria. It was a unique moment of joy to members of his entourage that came all the way from El Yemen and other parts of Nigeria. One could only understand and appreciate the height of greatness he attained after turning the pages of history.
It's just, again, a restatement by them that they recognize him, they appreciate him, he is their spiritual leader. So that is what they did. It is symbolical. We didn't know, we didn't expect this, because that has been done in El Yemen, but they said they now want to also affirm that he is their Amirul Muminina, which is what they did. We have been able to maintain the trace of the movements of the people and the family for over a century, and we've maintained contacts in several countries in West Africa, in southern Mauritania, Gambia, Senegal, Guinea, Mali, some parts in Burkina, then in Nigeria, in Sudan, Sennar, and in Medina. We've maintained contact. We've made sure we've not lost contact all over these years, and we will not lose contact. We ensure that we remain bonded together. People came from all over, from Guinea, from southern Mauritania, from Gambia, from Mali, from Burkina, and then we are here from Nigeria. Even the Sudanese, somebody came from Sudan here. So we're all here. And we maintain the cohesion, like you said, the contacts, the affinity, the bond remains.
This is a visit and this is an affirmation by my cousins here in Senegal, Mali, Guinea, all the way to Nigeria and Sudan. The lineage of Sheikh Umarul Futi. This is an affirmation of my leadership. I feel highly elated and I feel highly honored. And it's a big challenge.
One could only understand and appreciate the height of greatness he attained after turning the pages of history to know something about his great-grandfather Sheikh Umar al-Futi. Let's also quickly go through its chapters and episodes. His full name is Sheikh Umar al-Futi ibn Sa'id ibn Osman ibn Mokhtar. He was born in 1798 in Helwar, Futa Toro. He had his early and advanced Islamic education from his father and other great scholars in Futa Toro, Mauritania and Futa Jalon. He memorized the glorious Quran at the age of 8. He also studied many other books on Sharia and jurisprudence from his elder brother Sheikh Ahmadu. He later established his own school. In 1825, Sheikh Umar al-Futi left Helwar in Futa Toro for Sokoto, but along the way stopped over at various towns. He arrived Sokoto in 1826 and became a special guest of Amirul Mumini, Muhammad Bello, son of Sheikh Uthman bin Fodio. While there, he got married to his first wife, Aishatu, daughter of Muhammad Lema. Sheikh Umar left Sokoto in 1827, where he passed through the Magaram, Fezzan and Egypt before arriving at Mecca via Jeddah. On arrival in Mecca, he met with Sheikh Muhammad al-Ghali ibn Talib around Maqam Ibrahim after Asr prayer. After completing the Hajj pilgrimage, Sheikh Muhammad Ghali re-prescribed the Tijaniya supplications to Sheikh Umar and appointed him a Muqaddim. Thereafter, they both left for Medina and lived together for 3 years. At the end of every year, they traveled to Mecca for Hajj. Indeed, Sheikh Muhammad al-Ghali had during the period exhibited high sense of love and honor to Sheikh Umar al-Futi. While staying in Medina, Sheikh Umar seized the opportunity to visit Syria and the great mosque of Bait al-Maqdis. It was during the visit that he cured an ailing Syrian prince, which earned him valuable gifts from the king. He returned to Medina and continued to serve Sheikh Muhammad Ghali and performed his last pilgrimage. Before leaving Hijaz, Sheikh Ghali again appointed him the Caliph of Sheikh Ahmad Tijani, may Allah be pleased with him. He left in 1830 and passed through Egypt and Sudan and stopped over in Borno. It was then that Sheikh Umar, the Caliph of Muhammad el-Kanimi, offered Sheikh Umar al-Futi the hands of Mariyatu Bornawiya in marriage. In 1831, Sheikh Umar along with his 2 wives arrived Sokoto, through Kano and Katsina. He spent 5 years there teaching various categories of Islamic knowledge. Sheikh Omar left Sokoto for Futa Toro in 1836. On arrival, he continued to propagate Islamic knowledge and traditions before moving to the southern part of Senegal to prevent French occupation of the territory and their attempt to propagate their religion. Gradually, he mobilized intelligent youth and masses to support his mission. He later proceeded to Futa Jalon in the present Guinea and subsequently Dungirai, where he established a strong base. In 1849, Sheikh Omar al-Futi waged a holy war at Dungirai and continued to expand and conquer many territories. He started to confront the General Federibe-led French forces in 1852 and started to record some victory over them. Sheikh Omar continued to lead a successful crusade that saw the acceptance of the Islamic faith by many pagan communities. Allahu Akbar. Sheikh Omar al-Futi returned to his creator in 1864. That notwithstanding, his son and Caliph Sheikh Ahmadu and Tijana Ahmadu, his nephew, carried on with the crusade. After years of encounter, the French forces, led by Colonel Akinand, overpowered them and occupied Segu, the capital of Segu Tokola Empire. This was after introducing the newly developed magazine guns in 1893. Owing to the sad development, Khalifa Ahmadu addressed his people, informing them of a decision to migrate to Mecca and Medina, and asked whoever is interested to join him. Therefore, Khalifa Ahmadu and his people moved eastwards, but sadly, he passed away in a town called Maikulki in the present Binji local government area of Sokoto State, Nigeria. For this reason, Sheikh Muhammad Bashir took over the leadership. They left Sokoto in 1902 during the reign of Khalifa Abdurrahman, who died that same year, and Attahiru appointed to succeed him. In March 1903, British forces invaded Sokoto and forced Khalifa Attahiru to leave the Caliphate. He met Sheikh Muhammad Basiru and Alfa Hashim, that is Muhammad bin Ahmad bin Sa'id Tal, Sheikh Umar's nephew, at Nafada and neighboring towns, and sought their support to fight the Britons. Khalifa Basiru accepted and vowed to fight the British forces to protect the Sokoto Caliphate. The bloody encounter took place on July 27, 1903 in Bormi. The British forces, who used gunfire, wreaked havoc on the Muslims. The Britons noticed the presence of Sheikh Basiru in the war through the gunshots fired from the other side that led to the loss of many soldiers, including an officer with the rank of major. Among those martyred by the Britons was Khalifa Tahiru. Khalifa Basiru, who survived the deadly encounter, was arrested and taken to Lokoja, where he was placed under house arrest. After the time, he returned to his creator. On the other hand, Alfa Hashim proceeded with the migration to Medina. It was reliably gathered that, while in Medina, he became the greatest scholar in Hijaz at that time and was appointed Imam of the Prophet's Mosque and Grand Mufti of the region. At present, all the virtues of Sheikh Omar al-Futi and his caliphs, great Muslim leaders, are on the present leader, Al-Haji Ahmad Sardon Habib Tal. It was in recognition of this honor that cousins and relations in Dakar variously invited the Caliph to their compounds for lunch, dinner, and other receptions. Such receptions were indeed memorable events.
We are in the house of Sheikh Omar Futi Utalo. A part of his family lives here from Senegal and go to Nigeria. Now they become Nigerians. But there's a large of parts of the family who is here. And we are since many 100 years, but we are always together. In this time there's a ziyara, what we call a ziyara. We are remembering our grandfather. So we have our brothers who come from Nigeria. That's why we are too happy to welcome them. This is our tradition. If we have hosts, we have to make all our best to make them happy, to put them in the better condition than we can have. We will not hesitate about our morning, about our time, about all of. Now, since 3 days, I'm not going office. I'm in the disposition of our huts. So with my brothers, mothers, and families, friends, everybody are here to welcome our host from Nigeria.
I feel really uplifted, and we were really honored here. And I enjoyed my stay here in Dakar, though it's not the first time, but it's my first time to meet up with such kind of people. They are very humble. They look after us well, with dignity and respect. And Seriki Eleman is a great man. I get to know him for over 3 decades now, but I never knew him to be this spiritual until this trip. I was really touched spiritually, I was uplifted.
It's a homecoming from Senegal to Gambia to Mali to Guinea, all the way to Nigeria. The empire of Sheikh Omar Futi was a vast empire, and all the way to Sudan. We have relatives, and they are mostly very, very accommodating people, very receptive people, very hospitable. And of course I'm overwhelmed, but I'm not surprised by their hospitality. This is pretty normal from them.
Upon his return to Nigeria after the week-long historic visitation to Senegal, he continued to strengthen the bond among his people in El-Leman, who are either descendants of Sheikh Omar al-Futi or of his disciples. For instance, he organized a special visit to the tomb and family of Khalifa Muhammad Bashir Lokoja, a place most of them have never been to. It therefore became a moment of joy and an opportunity to meet relations never seen before. The building housing the residence and resting place of the great leader was the first port of call on arrival. It was a historic moment as Khalifa Ahmad Sardona Habib Tal was accompanied by the great Senegalese scholar Cherno Madani, as well as ambassadors of the Gambia, Ghana and Mali to Nigeria.
He said when we may make it more beautiful, but maybe UNESCO will not looking at that. If you look at this, you try to remember how they lived over here. You try to look at the past, and you know exactly how they did to get here and the history behind that. But we have to be really careful and to protect it before it falls apart. And everything can be clean inside, should be cleaned inside. And you put light inside And then you can go and fix all around this, so people can visit and exactly know who was Muhammad al-Bashir. Inshallah. If they live where they come from, to set this here. So if today our duty is to protect it and to show to the people what is the history of this place, who was here, how he lived over here, and how he expanded the Tariqat al-Tijan, and how he was the son of Sheikh al-Hajj al-Futi.
A brother to Khalifa Ahmad Sardana Habib, Barrister Sayyid Ahmed Tal, gives some historical accounts.
He passed away in 1920. Now, we decide to come here because we just cannot abandon what made us stay here. If not for this incident, we'll have been in Medina in Saudi Arabia, what is now Saudi Arabia, which of course Alfa Hashim successfully made that trip to Medina. And Mubashir made that trip to Sudan in where they call Sunnar. But we are here. So because we cannot leave our leader, so which is why we are here today to come and commemorate that, to see this place, to let Lokoja people believe that we are theirs, they are ours. We are Lokoja, nothing separates us from Lokoja. And we are Nigerians, that's how God created it. We are in many countries in West Africa, and we are here in Nigeria, alhamdulillah. And we'll be coming here to Lokoja. Lokoja is home by the grace of Allah and the fact that our great forebear is resting here. This place, as you can see, is quite dilapidated. It's not been maintained. We're not going to destroy anything. We're just going to maintain it the way it is, but make sure it is in a good physical state. If you look at it, in a way, it's quite pathetic. But of course, that is life. We'll just see what we can do to make the best out of this place, living it the way it is for historical purposes.
Thereafter, a symposium on the history and contributions of the Umerian Empire and dynasty to the propagation of Islamic religion and its teachings in West and North Africa was held.
My dear brothers in Islam, we all have the same goal through the zikr, La ilaha illallah, as we made it our peaceful. These words of God has always been the spearhead of the Prophet, peace upon him, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as well as that of all the prophets who preceded him. And among them we can also talk about Al-Hajj Marfuti, whose reputation and work have crossed the borders of Africa and the entire world. Al-Hajj Marfuti was unanimous among scholars, ulemas, who recognized on him an outstanding religious person who has marked contemporary black history with his esoteric knowledge, exceptional mastery of Sharia, and the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A great fighter on the path of Allah, he has also been a great defender of black race in all its human dimension. Al-Hajj Omar Futi was undoubtedly the greatest advocate of Islamic presence in Africa. His deep knowledge and unparalleled intelligence have made him the Khalifa of Allah, the Arbi and Khalifa of Rasulullah in the entire Muslim community, especially for the Shaykh Ahmed Tijani Ashadi followers.
Of expressing our gratitude and appreciation for the invitation that we have been accorded to come here in Lokoja in order to celebrate and at the same time in order to see the work of our great grandfather Sheikh Omar Futi Tal, whose son Muhammad Bashir Tal was buried here. We want to thank you very much because this is an historic visit, and we are glad to be part of this historic event. We appreciate the efforts and the work done by the town family in Nigeria.
Was composed of four cabinets, four principles, four articles. These four articles are Iman, Islam, Ihsan, and Ihsan. These are the pillars of Islam. These are the pillars of the Iman has 6 component elements. Islam has 5 component elements. These component elements itself.
Earlier, the Khalifa's entourage was at the palace of the Maigari of Lokoja to register presence and pay homage. Although the monarch was not on ground during the visit, the delegation enjoyed a warm welcome from council members. The visit to Lokoja opened up a new vista of kinship among descendants of the founder and warriors of the great Umerian Empire. Many distant cousins who never met before came together and knew one another.
We are guests from Senegal. We are your hosts today, and we come here to visit you. He said, no, we're part of Lokoja. Because the fact that Muhammad al-Bashir was part of here, he is also part of here because he's the same family. And that he didn't come here in Nigeria as a guest, no, he came here as a member of the family. The same way that if Muhammad al-Bashir was in Senegal, he is a member of the family. So he steps here today to be part of you, to be with you, and to share the common things that we have in Islam, in special in the Tijaniya.
Few months later, the Gambian ambassador to Nigeria, Ahmadu Sheikh Omar Tal, who happens to be a direct descendant of Sheikh Omar Al-Futi, decided to observe Eid al-Kabir celebration with his cousins in El Leman. He was hosted by Khalifa Ahmad Sardona Habib Tal, his cousin. After seeing more of his relations, the Gambian chief of diplomatic mission was at the palace of the Emir of Hadija, Alhaji Adamu Abubakar Maji Haruna. His coming to El Leman truly strengthened the affinity among members of this noble dynasty.
Since independence, we have been working very closely, and Nigeria, being the big brother, has actually helped the Gambia a lot over the years, through technical assistance and so on. So we are very much grateful to the government of Nigeria.
The credit everyone believes goes to Khalifa Ahmad Sardona Habib Tal, who distinguished himself as a leader who knows, goes, and shows the way.